Hello. Good evening.
Yo, 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 what's up? What's
A-
up, everyone?
Afternoon. How's everyone doing today?
Happy Friday.
Oh yeah, it is Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. It's weird, but I'm finally getting back to like the idea of like the days of the week. When you've been fun employed for a little bit, kind of lose track of a lot of things. It's like a little your freedom of unemployment. One of the
That makes
perks.
sense.
So yeah. But feels good. Feels good to be back. Feels good to be back another week, another good time. Mayhul, do you have glasses because of prescription or you just
Uh, I mean, they're like half a number prescription, but it's got that blue blocking coating on there too.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
There's nothing
Yeah.
crazy. It's just my doctor was like, you don't really need them, but if you get them, it might stop you from making your shit worse.
Hmm. I might look into that actually.
Yeah.
I've been hearing a
I
lot
got
about
I had
the
insurance. I was like, I might as well claim it, use it up, right?
yeah, true. All right. Well, today we got a lot on the docket, man. It's been a week since we did an episode, and a lot of shit has been happening ever since in the tech space. Not just the tech space, but the world.
Yeah.
Shout out. We finally got past midterms. Life's back to normal in a way.
I mean,
Sort of.
kind of halfway. We still got the other half, at least for us Georgia residents.
Yeah, we have entertainment for another like December 3rd would be the runoff
Something like that.
between
About a month.
Ref and Raphael Warnock and Hershey Walker. So I had to throw my Georgia I guess I could say accent in a way. My South Georgia accent. Shout out to McCray.
I feel like you just gotta not talk because that man does not know how to talk. You feel me?
No, not at all. But that's a different topic. We'll probably cover more stories as we get close to it. But dude, today, all right. So we want to talk about Twitter Blue. We want to talk about Meta layoffs, which has been pretty big. So we can actually start with that if you want to. And the over ideal of just how essentially right now are we really in a recession in regards to like developers, software engineers? Like it's crazy. But I think it all loops back to that. But let's talk about the meta stuff first, man.
Yeah, let's get it. So, from what I understand, is they had to let go 11,000 engineers, and Zuckerberg has lost what $800 billion into this metaverse stuff. Like, you just want to like float around. I mean, well, never mind. Sorry. He added legs. That was some crack reporting over there that we had on this pod. If you ain't paying attention to us, you're gonna be late on your news. But yeah, like $800 billion, dude. Into hey guys, everyone's gonna do meetings in the metaverse instead of just turning on Zoom. I mean, this is how we do our podcast these days. We used to pull up on each other, but you just turn on the camera and you're good to go.
Well, there were other reasons too as well, but
I mean, there's multiple
yeah.
reasons.
Yeah.
Reasons. Like there are in most things, there's multiple reasons, but it's crazy, dude. I heard also that they're gonna do another round of layoffs as well, in addition to the 11,000, but that hasn't been confirmed. That's just people that I know that are familiar with the matter at Meta.
Inside training right there.
So who knows what will actually happen, but it seems like this is kind of like the trend right now, at least with big tech. We've been covering this for probably a little over a month now. Amazon lost $1 trillion in their market valuation. Basically, Facebook basically lost 800 billion. Let's just round that, call that $1 trillion anyways, right? Like it's I guess Netflix was the first kind of the big companies that was like on the wayside, but it was all catching up, right? Like, and obviously Twitter, even though Twitter is not necessarily a giant tech company like that, but I mean, we'll get more into Twitter later, but like their shit's popping off with them with layoffs as well. Although those layoffs might not necessarily be due to just recession. There's like a whole bunch of I would say different factors affecting that.
Yeah. To add to that, man, we knew the actual layoffs were coming. We just didn't know it was gonna be like 13%, which is like 11,000 people. And it's funny, like, well, not funny at all, but it's like the media say the way he handled it, it's like in a positive light where he just says, I'm empathetic, like I made wrong decisions, like it's on me or whatever. But what people don't report is like people found out they got laid off via email. Like it's crazy, bro. Like not even a meeting, not even like, that weird what they call my meeting, organizational update meeting or anything like that. Like at least give you a virtual face-to-face. They didn't. They just sent out emails and people found out.
It's like a 5-minute Zoom call, right? Be like, hey, sorry, we got to let you go, XYZ. Yeah. Best of luck, right? Not even that. They just straight up shot emails to everyone. Wild. That's it.
They just shot straight emails to them. And then from there, bro, think about this too as well. You know how people are like flaming Twitter and stuff like that in regards to them and how they're handling their layoffs and stuff like the hashtag love where you work. All these tech companies are the same way too as well, man. All the big ones are the same way, bro. And I hope it's opening up people's eyes in regards to just, how they say love your company. The ideal way of how Google, we could use Meta example, how they have all these chefs, how they have all their, parties and stuff like that, how they have like dry cleaning. They have childcare in some cases because they want you to stay there. In a way, they want you to be the identity. Your identity is you are a Meta employee. That's it. That's your world. But at the end of the day, shit. Shout out to the almighty dollar, and especially like a publicly trading company. Shareholders win.
Yeah, I mean, it always comes back to like, at the end of the day, why love these companies when these companies don't love you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just the game. That's the way the game is. Capitalism. These CEOs and board members, they don't owe allegiance to you. They owe allegiance to the shareholders because that's who can fire them at the end of the day.
And in Meta's case, they don't even owe allegiance to the shareholders because Zuckerberg owns majority share of the vote, so he's gonna do what the hell he wants. That's why you got the $15 billion invested in the metaverse already, which
800 billion.
Damn. I mean, let's be real, bro. I mean, we can blame stuff on uncertain times in their situation or the upcoming recession, but that's bullshit. It was just like your CEO had a pet project. He thought it'd be really cool. He wanted to catch up and be the new fad because he realized all his family of apps, Facebook, Instagram, are actually having an aging base. So it's like he's trying to like capture like the generational Z kids essentially, but they don't really care for that shit, man. That's why they're on TikTok right now.
They really don't, man. Like that's what it comes down to, right? Like a project for him. He thought that he was gonna be, the like how he was right about social media, even though it's not like he invented it. Shout out to my boy Tom, the GOAT, the legend, MySpace. Tom pretty much birthed how many? I would say probably 1 million engineers.
Yeah.
Right, everyone just doing little CSS on their pages to.
Yeah, that's where you learn how to write code was MySpace.
Yeah, but he was right on like how to like market it and do all these things, and I guess he thought that he was going to be right again with Metaverse, and it's actually crazy. This is something I was discussing with one of my homeboys in the group chat. It was that Zuckerberg and Elon, because they're so successful, everyone thinks they're like crazy geniuses, like Tony Stark level shit, and seeing kind of the missteps that they're taking right now, whether it be Twitter or the metaverse or what have you, it's like really like it's putting the crack in their armor, the perception that they're like crazy geniuses. It's just like, hey, they were good businessmen. They had a couple things right, a couple things wrong, and they were lucky and they got paid, which is like pretty much how everybody's business goes, right? Like a little bit of luck, a little bit of hard work, and right time, right place.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh yeah, like I foresaw this vision from the future and I did that, right? Like they not Kanye, they not Kyrie, you feel me?
Yeah. Woo. That's subject to as well.
They about to cancel us for that, dog.
But bro, all right, so it's funny how even though you brought up the Ye and the Kyrie thing, Let's relate it back to like Meta and like how people say like all these companies like characters lose money in billions of dollars. You know how you said like I guess Zuckerberg lost like certain amount of billions of dollars. Did he really have the money to begin with? Is this shit really real?
I mean, money isn't real.
That's what I mean.
Like, it's not. I mean, it's real, but it's not real once you hit these high scales. Yeah, but Facebook had wasted $800 billion on this metaverse project so far, and I don't know a single person who's excited about this shit.
Amazon going to invest more. But they said they're going to lower down their investment going forward after 2023.
Yeah, you know, not Bezos, because like Bezos doesn't run Amazon anymore. He's the biggest shareholder, but like Amazon over the past year lost $1 trillion in market valuation, which is like, what is that like? That makes you like probably the 5th or 6th biggest economy in the world or some shit like that. I don't know the exact numbers, but like they lost that much money in a year. With this FTX stuff, that guy Bankman-Fried, he himself personally lost $16 billion in roughly 2 days.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6 hours for his story. I don't know if you want to explain his story. It has a lot to do with the Bahamas Bank.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of stuff because I guess fuck it, we can go into FTX right now. So the crypto world is going crazy. Binance is the biggest exchange. FTX is the second biggest. So Sam, I think his name's Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF, and then CZ. CZ is the guy that runs Binance. So like, you know, they're kind of rivals. They be hating on each other because that's just what business rivals do.
Yeah.
And apparently Bankman-Fried tweeted some shit about, hey, is CZ allowed to come to Washington? Is he not banned or some shit like that? And then so CZ didn't like that shit. So some news had leaked that maybe FTX wasn't all there. Like the stuff that's on their books isn't probably exactly what it seems like it is. And then some people started investigating. The FTX guys are like, no, that's just a rival talking shit, blah, blah, blah. Everything's good. Turns out everything isn't good. Turns out they're mad over leveraged. Apparently FTX owns also this research company called Alameda, which is like worth billions and billions of dollars that they've been pumping money into. And the CEO of that company is a young lady that Bankman-Fried has been having relations with. Apparently both these companies are pretty much exclusively ran out of this house with 10 roommates who are all involved with each other.
Wait, so we basically, I don't even know if YouTube's going to dock this, but basically an orgy business, ran business? Like, what is this?
Yeah. So apparently these 10 kids, you know, and I saw some interviews of this lady who ran Alameda Research. And, you know, I'm not an expert financial advisor. I trade a little bit of stocks here. I invest in some ETFs and I do a little bit of option plays. But a basic rule that I have is I have stop losses so I don't lose all my money. You know, it's like, oh, if this shit goes down below 10%, I'm out automatically to protect my money. So this lady went on an interview and said, oh yeah, we don't do stop losses. When they're gambling billions of dollars of other people's money, she straight up was like, yeah, we don't do that. That's not a good way to save your money. Blah, blah, blah. Like we'll retweet the videos out on the account just so the Twitter account, just so people can see what we're talking about. But as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh bro, it's a wrap. The Ponzi scheme is coming down, right?
Ponzi scheme's coming down.
Bro.
Man, it's crazy because FTX has actually became like a notable brand over the previous year, especially during the pandemic boom.
Bro, and that was another tweet I saw actually. Somebody said, whenever you see a company buy like a stadium name or something, that's how you know they're at the peak because they have so much money that they don't know what to spend it on that would be productive, so they just throw their shit on a stadium's name.
Bro, they got Brady in their commercials.
Yeah, they had Tom Brady. They had the guy from what's his name? The comedian guy that did Seinfeld, and then that show on HBO. Damn, I can't think of his name. The old bald dude who's always angry.
Oh, ball dude. We'll go with that one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like all these celebrities though, like getting all these celebrities during the Super Bowl, the stadium where the Heat play, right? Like in Miami. So it's crazy. Like apparently also Sam Bankman-Fried is a huge donor to the Democratic Party as well. So that's kind of like, well, while I was following politics and tech and crypto all together, like kind of like different parts of my Twitter timeline all came together to just shit on FTX all at the same time. It was kind of hilarious.
No word. Simple. All your the people you follow.
This shit is like, yeah, this shit is
humans.
This shit is like the Infinity Stones, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone came
Infinity
together
War.
to shit on this kid. But yeah, apparently the company's worth like $300 something billion. He himself was worth $16 billion. And he did the same thing. Oh my God, I made a mistake. Blah, blah, blah. I'm so sorry. We're filing for Chapter 11. And it's like, at the same way, like, it's just like, bro, that ain't shit. Like, just saying you're sorry and taking the blame, like, people's livelihoods are gone. Apparently, the teachers' pension in Toronto, like Ontario, for the state of Ontario or province of Ontario, their teachers' pensions were invested with FTX. All that shit's gone. A lot of like, working class folks who like this money was their life savings and stuff like that.
Got into crypto because they saw Tom Brady endorse.
Tom Brady, dog. Like that shit is. I mean, that's crazy that whoever was managing that account would even bet it that way. But also, like, if you don't understand crypto and understand how crazy this shit is, you would think, oh yeah, Tom Brady's endorsing it. This is the biggest company that does crypto in America. It's got to be solid. Not realizing that this shit is all crazy because there's not that many regulations. Crypto's a great way to make a lot of money, a great way to lose a lot of money, And
a lot of people too, to add to that, is a lot of people too don't know that they actually operated out the Bahamas in terms of their banks.
Yeah, so it was the American side.
Loopholes.
Yeah, so it was the American side that filed for bankruptcy. Apparently, the Bahamian stuff hasn't declared bankruptcy yet.
No, they pretty much got a actual like task order this morning to go ahead and freeze all their assets. So Buddy pretty much didn't have access to anything. So that's what it mean when he went to 16 billion to zero. Because once they did an investigation over his assets,
they're like, you can't withdraw your money because they froze all the assets.
So there's like, oh, this guy doesn't have enough liquidate. Like I think it was like something called a liquidator, but they basically couldn't find enough cash to like back even what was on a crypto exchange.
Yeah,
so Buddy just he faked it till you made it.
They was just gambling everyone's money away without any stop losses at that. Funny story, the Binance offered to buy them out. And so the Binance owner, to buy out FTX yesterday, I think. And so he had tweeted out, oh yeah, we signed this thing. It's non-binding, but we're going to try to help them out. And then turned out today, he was like, nah, fuck that shit. But that's hilarious how like pretty much all this shit came to light because dude was talking shit on Twitter, like if he didn't say nothing, the Binance guy probably would have like started like investigating some shit,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
man,
like it's crazy. Like the amount of money, how it was just gone. Like, oh, and the wildest shit about this, the guy that they got running the investigation, I believe, is the guy that did the investigation for Enron.
Oh, so basically they're fucked.
They're fucked.
Use my language. But yeah, they're screwed.
Yeah, like their body, like they can't, because like there's no escape from this, right? Like at the end of the day, he's just like, hey, I'm bankrupt, I'm broke. Sorry, like, and because it's not as regulated, I don't know if he's breaking any specific laws where he'll go to jail or anything like that. I mean, at the end of the day, this is just a group of kids that went to like MIT or something and then got all this investor money and then just got real lucky. Right place, right time, Right
time, right network. We went from there. So let's switch gears. Let's switch back to the let's talk about the Twitter Blue stuff, and then we can go back to the Meta stuff because I want to tie everything together about like that. Pretty much I guess we'll call it the recession. Because shit, crypto. We could talk. Go ahead, my brother. Tell me about
this ain't even a recession for crypto. This is like
it's a tech recession right now. So tell me about the Twitter blue. I know we wanted to bring that up.
Cool. So I'm sure our listeners, they know that this Twitter blue is the subscription service that Twitter's trying to push right now. What it's gonna entail was what it was supposed to entail until this morning. They done got rid of that shit. Was you pay $8 a month to be verified, and all you got to do is just pay that $8, and then you can get that check mark. So what are people gonna do? Everyone that uses Twitter knows that Twitter is a bunch of trolls. So people are like trolling Elon Musk, talking about how he misses his wife and he loves her and he wishes Grimes came back, and just like tweeting shit like, oh man, I'm such a failure and stuff like that, just like trolling, having fun. And then Elon got mad and started banning everyone and said, oh, you got to put your parody account in there.
Oh, you got to put a parody in the name.
Yeah, and, people were doing that. So then people think that this is what happened was like a genius financial move, but I think it was more of a coincidence. A couple companies lost billions of dollars because of fake tweets today. One company is called Eli Lilly. They're a pharmaceutical company that produces insulin. And let me go and throw this shit on the screen.
So wait, someone took the account and got verified?
Nah, I mean, you just make an account.
Okay.
And then you just like, so for example, the official name of the company is like Eli Lilly and Company. Mm-hmm. But the real Twitter was like Eli Lilly or some shit. And then somebody made one that was Eli Lilly and Company and verified that shit.
Oh.
They said, hey, we're excited to announce that insulin is free. They tweeted some shit. So for the audio listeners, I'm just pulling up the screenshots of these tweets. So, it looks legit. Like if you didn't know what their Twitter account was, you'd be like, oh, damn, this is real. So, as soon as investors found out, that company lost around, I don't know the exact value, but it looks to be around $9 to $11 billion they lost today because of that tweet.
All fake tweets, like someone just making a. Wow, so that's what he meant about you got to put parody in your account.
No. The parody stuff was because he didn't even address this shit. The parody shit was because people were making fun of him, dog. Mm-hmm. Got thin skin, But actually, Doja Cat trolled him today too because of that shit. It was kind of funny. But another example. This is not the tweet. It's this one. Lockheed Martin. Somebody made a fake one called Lockheed Martini. But, it looks legit. They made a tweet.
Look, it legit for real.
Yeah. It said, we will begin halting all weapons sales to Saudi Arabia, Israel, and the U.S. until further investigation of the record of human rights abuses. # we are LM. It seems legit, right?
Yeah.
They lost... people saw that tweet like, oh, y'all not selling weapons anymore?
Wow. They lost 5% of their revenue their market share. I mean, bro,
they're a $121 billion company, so like 5% of that, dog. They lost over $10 billion today.
Off of tweets.
Off of fake tweets. And so a couple of people like, oh man, this is like a crazy coincidence. And some people are thinking, hey, if I want to short a company, let me just make some shorts and then make a fake account and just tweet this shit out.
Man, Twitter Blue really is
it's crazy, right?
Changing the world for real. And look, people going in on the replies as we speak.
Bro, it's crazy, dude, right? And so people are saying this is the craziest investment. For $8, you basically made millions of dollars. If you had a short position on this company, you know what I mean?
Hey, drop that $8.
That ROI, dog. That ROI is crazy.
Crazy. You made a full account and just dropped it by 5%.
Bro, right?
So wait.
Oh, sorry. Somebody said $20 billion loss, and it only cost one person $8.
So wait. Okay, so Twitter Blue. Before Elon took over Twitter, what was Twitter Blue?
Oh, I had Twitter Blue. It was $2 a month. And it gave you access to it got rid of ads. It gave you like a better video upload limits and stuff. It gave you API access to a bunch of cool stuff, and it gave you like like how like New York Times and a lot of these things have paywalls. It'll get rid of the paywalls for you and stuff like that, and it'll give you like like stuff like you have your bookmarks. You can have folders in your bookmarks, so you can like organize all your saved tweets and shit like that. Some pretty useful stuff, and it was $2 a month. So I was like, whatever, dude.
You still paying for it?
Hell no, not anymore, dog. This shit's too funny. Because as soon as they bumped it to $8, I mean, you notice I ain't got no check mark.
I was like, bro, that's Netflix, bro. That's how much Netflix used to be back in the day, a long time ago.
And so actually, something that Twitter apparently that they added today was like on the web app how you can click your notifications and it has like your all, and then it has the mentions.
Yeah.
They added a verified section, so you can see all the people, just all the stuff that verified people interacted with your account and how that's looking. And essentially, to me, it's just like a tab of, hey, these are all the nerds that paid $8 to get noticed are doing.
This is what they're doing. Just watch.
Yeah, like,
hey man, you trying to drop that $8 for peachtreedevs?
Hey, bro, we might have to. I mean, seeing how these stock trades have been made.
Oh my gosh, you could really destroy a market based off a fake Twitter account.
Bro.
Insulin is free.
So I'm only going to say this part for educational purposes only. Also, you can't do it anymore anyways because like they got rid of the $8 verification now. So like now it's safe to come out with it. You know how like there was that legit looking, Lockheed Martin account or that Lilly. What if you just made one like a bank? What if your link is just a copy of a login page of a bank? What if when you hit submit on that, you're just emailing the username and the password to your dummy database somewhere? So now you have access to thousands, if not millions, of bank accounts. For this for educational purposes only, but like
I feel like that's going on now, man. I get text messages every single day. Your truest account has had some weird activity. I don't even have a truest account.
Yeah.
I got one from Bank of America yesterday. That was pretty new. That was pretty. I put like done.
Like I get those all the time. I got one that was like, oh, your Bank of America account is frozen. I'm like, bet. But it'll have like some like weird ass like link on there. But like, imagine if you had a verified check on your page. Some boomer, some old Gen Xer is gonna be like, oh yeah, this is legit. Let me just click the link here. Let me log in. Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to like scam people in the sense of, hey, your account is frozen. People will just do it willingly because that's just how they operate, right? So, and that kind of like brings me back to like how back in the day when Elon did his banking startup before it got bought out by PayPal, how you used to be able to just transfer money by just knowing the account numbers.
Mm-hmm.
There was like no verification step or anything. So people were just stealing money just by knowing bank account numbers.
Hey, that's still going on with PayPal now, allegedly. So, okay. So, man, so it might be worth it, man, the $8. if someone were to, conduct such activity.
Yeah, I mean, they banned it for now, but I mean, who knows? Like, I feel like I've seen like 5 or 6 changes on Twitter today. Like they'll ban something, then they'll unban it, and then they'll add this feature. Like the blue checks, they made them white, then they made them blue again like 2-3 times today. And I'm just like,
it's pretty cool, man. It's like he's testing like in real world, and he gets interaction.
Testing, like what this reminds me of is like if at your first startup and like the project manager's like, fuck it, we'll do everything in live.
Mm-hmm.
Except this is like a multi-billion-dollar company with, I think the statistic was 36 million people use Twitter daily. So you got roughly 36 million people live testing this shit for you. You've got billions of dollars of repercussions happening to other companies. News companies use Twitter as a source. And he's just doing all this shit live. Like
doing it live, just making changes live. That's to me is amazing, but it's like it's outrageous at the same time.
It's great. It's great to see. It's fun to see. I mean, some good shit, some bad shit's bound to pop off, but you can't deny that it's not entertaining, you know?
Oh yeah, it's all entertaining at the end of the day. But bro, all right. So let's go back to the meta thing, and the reason being, it's like when you think about it, it's like 11,000 people lost their jobs. Granted, they did have an amazing. I don't know if you've seen their severance packages that was offered. Some were amazing, as much as like 6 months worth of pay.
That's great.
Just depending
glad.
on your years of service.
I'm glad like that people are getting at least some type of safety.
Yeah, a safety net before you go see what's out there. But at the same time, bro, it's like, think about this. So you got 7,000 Meta employees. You got certain number of Amazon, Google, Microsoft employees and contractors. Shit ton. Even my previous company I worked with just laid off 100 employees. By the way, their stock price dropped to $3.40 after the earnings call. This is all the way from like peak $140. So let's talk about this though. But it's, when you think about it, you have like roughly, I don't know, if we throw an estimate out there, it might be over like almost 100,000 engineers that got laid off over the past 6 months. Now the market's crazy because it's like we went from like the buyer's market where we were the buyers, essentially catering to us, so we can say, man, screw this, I can leave and get paid 30,000 more here. Now it's like the demand and the supply is definitely switched. So what do you say to like engineers who just got laid off, and then you got to also compete with like, we'll say 100,000 engineers for less jobs out there right now?
I'm of the opinion that it's not less jobs still.
Think so?
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, because like I'm going through my job search, and the way that these recruiters are talking with what these compensation packages are looking like, I'm not seeing a drop off. I might not see, like before how you said like, oh, a $30,000 raise, but you know, coming from a FANG salary to potentially working at a non-FANG company.
FANG.
I mean, half those companies don't even matter anymore, right?
True.
But like, you know, if you're those high six-figure salaries, and you're seeing companies that are not like in that level of profit. Well, to be fair, like let's be real, a lot of these companies ain't making profit either. Like giant companies like Uber ain't making a profit to this day.
True.
But Netflix, yeah, like they're just not. But I'm seeing salaries, like I'm seeing base plus bonus plus stock, like total compensation packages be in those, you know, $200,000 ranges for remote jobs still to this day. Granted, this is for higher end senior lead staff roles. These aren't, you know, entry level positions. If anything, I would say that entry level positions might be harder, because there might be like, let's say an ex Facebook employee that might have a year worth of experience, and they might not be feeling confident to go for a senior role. They might just settle down and go for another entry level position somewhere. So maybe Joe Schmo, as the college grad or the boot camp grad, might have to compete with somebody like that. But I would say, like for higher end roles, I don't see it slowing down. I see it stabilizing, but I don't see it slowing down, because at the end of the day, there's still more jobs than engineers. Because forget the statistics somebody said, I remember reading it somewhere. Roughly in the whole world, there's something like 30 million engineers, software engineers in the whole world.
Really?
That's it. There's got to be more than 30 million software engineer jobs. Now, they all might not be good jobs, but the jobs exist. Because at the end of the day, every company is a tech company, because you need a website. So whether your company is hiring their own tech team or IT team, at the very least, they're outsourcing to a consulting company somewhere. So there's definitely opportunity, whether it be a full-time gig yourself, or maybe just doing consulting work, starting your own consultancy, or working through a consulting company as an employee there. Like, these jobs definitely exist. It's just finding the job, and which I think it's easier than ever, especially with stuff being remote, minus Twitter. Twitter said nobody can be remote anymore, is something that they said. So Oh, and also fun fact, they fired a bunch of their employees. Like when he got there, Elon got there, and he's trying to hire them back. Uh, One of my buddies that works there told them no, unless because the price has gone up. Like you're not paying me what you used to pay me, and then so they agreed to it. But then they said, oh, but you got to come into the office, and he was like, nah, bye. Like I'm not doing this. Like because they said everybody, unless you have like a valid excuse, has to work in the office 5 days a week.
Or in a office 5 days a week. That's
Yeah,
how I do it at SpaceX. That's how I do it at Tesla.
right. Like meanwhile, I would say majority of software engineers, at least at these bigger companies, are used to not working in an office, like being required. They might have to go to the office twice a week or maybe once a quarter or something, but like remote first.
Apple's force people to do 3 days a week.
Yeah, but not every day, at least, to be fair.
Certain days, though.
Yeah. And that's definitely a deal breaker for me. I wouldn't mind, like, after joining a job, for the first week or so, just to, like, meet with everybody and get used to it. But, like, I'm working from home,
Yeah. I mean, I understand. I work from home. My company I work for actually is based in New York right now. So,
Yeah, like, I'll... Like fly me to the team meetings like once a quarter or whatever. Cool.
Yeah, I think I have to do that too.
But like I'm definitely not working every day in an office. I doubt I would take a job where I was required to go to the office every week, even for a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're throwing a crazy bag at me. Because like my time is just worth a lot more,
Yeah, true. Facts. Hey, can't blame you there. But all right, so how about because from your perspective, I mean, we can always say like here in Atlanta's a thriving city in terms of like tech companies coming here. But what about fast forward back to like the old man who was the junior engineer? You brought up a good point about competing for those junior entry jobs. But what about if you were still based off the West Coast in Silicon Valley? Like most of those jobs out there, from what I've been reading. A lot of those startups, a lot of those mid-sized to big companies have all been doing layoffs.
Yeah, but
in the lease.
But that's the thing, though, right? Like, just because you live in San Francisco doesn't mean you got to work at a San Francisco company.
Or Palo Alto,
or Mountain View, or whatever.
Oh, dang, you get more expensive.
Cupertino. What is it? Redwood City or whatever?
Oh yeah, Redwood City. Nice little train.
All those little towns is basically like, I like to think of that as like that's the OTP of San Francisco Bay. You just hop on that train and go,
Yeah.
But no, but there's a lot of companies in the Midwest that are hiring and that are hurting for talent, that are paying better salaries. Just like how in Atlanta we get pretty good salaries overall just for being in Atlanta, but like that company Ionic, they just got bought out.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they got bought out, or if they're merging. I don't know the exact details, but Max, their CEO, tweeted out like sometime, it was either this week or last week, that like it's popping off with this company. I forget with who. So like they're based out of like Wisconsin or something, like Madison, Wisconsin or something like that.
Okay.
So there's a lot of companies everywhere. It's just, the big San Francisco VC. I think we had an episode where we talked about like it's just tech money being laundered into real estate rent money, right over there.
Yeah.
So that whole scheme is falling apart a little bit, but
the VCs own the real estate, so the money comes back when they pay the devs.
Yep.
Oh man. Oh, okay. So pretty much, I mean, that's good for someone to hear too as well. Just keep your head up, and it looks like, there still is hope, even if you're laid off. Even when I was laid off, it was just, it sucked in the beginning, but I did a quick turnaround compared to like, some other people in different industries I've heard of being laid off, especially during the pandemic. So,
yeah, no, for sure. Like, I think there's still a lot of opportunity. The pain will be felt more on the entry level, but I feel like that's just every industry, not even tech specifically, because there's going to be more people that are starting their careers, there's going to be more churn at those entry level positions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're working at a company as a junior and then you get your 2 years experience, like, all right, cool, I'm gonna quit and then go to this job over here as a mid-level or a senior level or what have you. Whereas people that are like, well, not everybody, but I would say there's a type of person that, hey, I'm a senior at this company, they pay me good, I'm just gonna work here for the rest of my life. Nothing wrong with that. I just think me and you are built a little bit different from that, but that's like definitely a job that's like stable. Like that's how the past generations would look at it. Like, oh, hey, I'm just gonna work here till I retire. I'm gonna be straight. I'm gonna be good.
Yep. That's
So
how
there's
it
like there's less.
Georgia
Just,
Tech.
yeah. So there's just less churn that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I also feel like that's where the opportunity is maybe confident juniors that know what they're talking about, that have good experience, whether maybe it's not even professionally, but they've built out cool apps, they've worked on cool projects. Maybe they jump to a non-entry role to begin with. I got lucky in that my first job was not a junior role. I started out mid-level, and then my next job was senior level. Like I had 2 years of experience under my belt, and I was like, bet I'm a senior now. Like I just decided, you know what I mean? And granted, I worked at like a startup where I learned a lot, learned very quickly, because I had to do a little bit of everything. But I feel like that's kind of an opportunity for a lot of junior people.
Okay.
And that's what I recommend, like even like to the homie Musa, right? I was like, nah, bro, fuck that. Get this money, you know?
Shout out to Musa.
Yeah.
So it looks like you answered the question of the episode, you know? So it's not really a recession, it's just more of a
I think big tech is the recession, but it's not the whole industry. And at the end of the day, because like it was a bubble, like people are paying like how are people spending billions and billions of dollars on Tesla when Tesla's not even profitable?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like of course when shit pops off and they got to cut back, they're gonna get rid of, because of course they're not gonna pay the executives less, they're just gonna fire engineers and factory workers, because shout outs to capitalism. I can't get paid less, but y'all over there can, right?
Yeah, true. Facts.
That's just the way they do it. So, because the shareholders are always going to look for their dividends, or you know that the stock price has to go up. It can't even stay stable, right? Like the way the system's set up. Because a stable stock is a dead stock, right? Like, at least in the tech world, because tech is priced as growth assets, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like even though Walmart makes way more money than like Tesla, for example, like multiples, like Tesla makes more profit than Walmart makes more profit than Tesla like even spends, like all their money combined, right? But Tesla's worth more because it's priced as a growth tech stock, whereas Walmart is just a regular retailer, biggest retailer in the world, but you know that doesn't mean shit compared to tech valuations. So like it was a matter of time for these big tech companies to kind of like start coming back to reality. I still don't think they've come back to reality, and I don't think they ever will, but like we were at like all-time highs during the recession too, and that kind of made sense because everyone was stuck inside. Or sorry, not recession, the pandemic, because everyone was stuck inside. So I was like, yeah, do tech, push it, but it's like, I mean, what does Tesla have to do with any of this? What does Facebook have to do with any of this? You know, like it's not like cool, they're making advertising money, but they're not making any revenue off of other ways, Facebook anyways. Tesla was making money off of selling carbon credits because they're not profitable selling cars. And now that every like BMW, Jaguar, Mercedes, Toyota,
they're all going electric now.
And now that they have their own electric vehicles that they're in, they don't have to buy the carbon credits anymore.
Yeah.
So like you can't even sell those at a markup anymore. So I mean, Tesla. So like my prediction, this is my hot take. My hot take is Twitter. This purchase of Twitter is going to lead to the downfall of Elon Musk. He won't be the richest man in the world anymore. He'll still be plenty rich. He'll still probably be a billionaire. But a funny joke that I saw someone say was like, man, Twitter is the best app in the world because it can just make anyone into a millionaire. look at Elon Musk talking about he's about to become a millionaire instead of a billionaire.
Yeah, but I mean,
I think he'll stay a billionaire, but like,
I think he's one of those characters, like I told you, like he is Lex Luthor, where he just money is not a motivation.
Yeah, he doesn't care, which is fine. It's just, but it matters though, because like that's why his companies do so well, right? Like if people aren't invested into thinking he's the best or he's the richest, then they will invest into SpaceX. They will invest into Tesla or the Boring Company, because like at the end of the day, he still needs, like he still needs the money to like do these investments to make the changes he's trying to make.
Mm-hmm.
And if people don't invest, like, what's he gonna do? You know?
Yeah, true.
So look, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And then with Zuckerberg, like they're all gonna be fine, right? They're billionaires. I don't understand why people are worried about billionaires. Like, be worried about yourself, dog. With the recession and the inflation, don't worry about these billionaires. They're straight. Like, worry about the employees that are getting fired if you're gonna worry about anybody, right?
Yep.
But it'll just be interesting to see, like, because I would say what for the past decade it's been like tech, like on the rise. Like, what is the next big thing?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, what do you think the next big thing is?
Oil.
Oil.
I think so.
Back to it again?
Yeah, because like at the end of the day, like all this electric car stuff and all that shit is cool, but we still got 1 billion people in India, 1 billion people in China, 1 billion people in Africa that are coming into the middle class, that are coming into the upper middle class, that need to get cars or mopeds or motorcycles or consistent heating, consistent electricity for their ACs and stuff like that. How, like, no matter how good all this electric battery tech is with like solar, like it's still not as convenient or cheap as oil or coal. Like, they're using a lot of coal, those countries, but like they're going to shift from coal to something that's cleaner. Oil is the easiest way to do it, because you just got to change up the factories a little bit, right? Instead of like redoing, like, because like there's still shortages. Like, we can't, like Tesla still can't produce enough cars because they can't get enough materials for these batteries, right?
Mm-hmm. That's why they cost so much to replace.
Yeah, so which is why it's like, until that gets figured out, which I mean, eventually it will be figured out. But I'm thinking in the next 10 years, like China's what, the number 2 economy, India's the number 4 economy. But even though, like, for example, India and China, like they're 2 and 4, I think, but like it's still 1 billion plus people there, so like they still got so much room to grow. Like, not everybody there has houses with electricity, like consistent electricity, consistent AC, consistent heating and stuff. So how do you get those people? Like, that's obviously those governments are like, yo, how do we take care of our folks, right? And then Africa, like that's the next big powerhouse continent, right? Because like everyone was talking about, like in the 80s with South America, and like South America kind of popped off, but it's like, well, if Asia's done, if South America's pretty much done, like Africa's the next place for growth, because like China's already doing so much investment in Africa right now, right? They call it the Silk Road again, like Silk Road Part 2. Isn't that what they're calling it right now?
Hey, I found out that China is actually doing a lot of investments in the Bahamas too.
Yeah, they're going everywhere, right? Like just
donate them a full-on stadium.
Yeah, so like a lot of places that are underserved in terms of capital, they're like India, China, America, like all the European countries, they're going to look to invest in those nations. They're going to look to bring those people out of poverty. Not even to say like for like good reasons, although like obviously it'd be very good if people weren't in poverty anymore. But like if you think of it in terms of capitalism, how you always got to have growth, it's like, well, we don't sold everything we could sell to Americans and Europeans and like the rich Asians. Fuck, we don't got any middle class people. All right, let's make some middle class people so we can sell them shit.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah. What up, Joaquin? Oh, shout out to Joaquin and them. Rick, they just messaged me that, remember that card app they were talking about, Abdul, Corey, and Joaquin were working on? They're linking up to get that taken care of, I think today, actually.
Hey, salute, man, salute.
The squad, the army,
army.
Putting in work.
But, bro, all right, so he made a good point about the whole oil situation. It's funny, I get made fun of when I say oil, because of my accent.
Mhm.
But bro, have you heard about recently in the heat wave that happened in California, and pretty much they told people to stop using power to charge electric cars, but at the
Yep.
same time they push people to drive electric cars.
Yep.
You know, like you know how like hypocritical all this shit really is at the end of the day,
Yep.
in terms of people using like electric vehicles. Look, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I'm getting that Rivian truck off the muscle because that thing was cool as hell.
Yeah.
But primary car, I'm always gonna have to get to like an actual like oil driven vehicle, no matter what. Because I'm not gonna lie, man. Conspiracy theorists or not, call me whatever you want to call me, bro. But they can cut our cars off, and it's like it doesn't make sense because like if you know how alternator works, an alternator works based off the battery and the actual car moving. So it's like you're charging the car continuously.
Hmm.
Why don't the electric vehicles have alternators to keep the battery charged, keep the battery going? That's another question. And the biggest question is if we're doing all this shit to reduce pollution, lithium batteries and all those batteries cause more pollution than us driving cars.
Yeah. A Tesla. I don't know if the statistic is accurate anymore, but I read that a Tesla car has the same amount of pollution as a regular car because of the pollution. Like whatever you're saving on emissions, you have to spend that much just to get like the lithium battery in terms of all the mining and like all the manufacturing for that battery
Yeah.
just to make that go. The idea is that in the future these processes will be better and more efficient so that way it'll be better in the future. But as it states right now, um, I think that yeah, like you're not really saving the environment that way. Um, and also like when I was talking about oil, I wasn't necessarily talking about just for cars. I was thinking just like straight up like how do you heat homes? How do you manufacture things? Because like these countries in Africa, Asia and stuff, they're gonna have factories. Factories is gonna need to like produce stuff at the end of the day, right?
Mhm.
Um, the honestly, in my opinion, the best and safest solution, but this solution has really shitty marketing because of the Cold War, is nuclear power. It's pretty fucking safe. And I know it's really bad marketing because of
Thought
like,
about the
oh no,
Simpsons.
nuclear bad. But like this shit is safe as hell. And it's consistent, it's clean, like it's way cleaner than all the pollution we're doing with all this shit. I wouldn't say it's as clean as solar or wind or whatever, but like you can properly put nuclear waste away, these used up isotopes, in the way that they have these thorium reactors is what they call them now, which are like way safer than like all the crazy nuclear plants and stuff that like people think of, because it's consistent safe electricity.
I'm honestly thinking about the Simpsons. Every time you say a nuclear plant, that's the
Yeah.
only thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Homer, right?
Yeah, yeah. That in Burt County. I don't know if you ever heard of Burt County. It's like a spot right outside of Augusta.
They got a
uh
plant.
yeah, they got a plant out there. The kids used to brag about it in Valdosta. And I'm like, whoa, you bragging that you live next to a nuclear power plant? Come on, bro.
Yeah. We have a plant near McRae in Baxley, Georgia called Plant Hatch.
Baxley, Georgia.
Yeah, I got a cousin that stays out there. Him
Wait,
and his family.
back sleeve or back sleeve?
Baxley.
Oh, okay, okay. Back
Baxl.
sleeve.
Yeah, Baxley.
Okay.
Oh,
The
you got
population.
Baxley. I was like,
Yeah, I thought it
whoa,
was a
bro.
back sleeve,
That sounds
Georgia.
mad sundown, bro.
Yeah, I need to get up out of there.
No,
Mad sundown. To those who
those
don't
are
know,
those are like older generation ones, but like these new power plants, like these thorium reactors, like I've been doing some reading on them. Obviously, not an expert by any means, but and just because like the bad marketing, so like at the end of the day, everything comes back to marketing, right?
True.
Whether you're right or left in politics,
woo, or
whether you're
libertarian.
pro tech, anti tech, I feel like most people generally agree on most things. They're like, hey, I want clean energy, I want cheap energy, because like if you look at it from like an economic standpoint, the cost of electricity, like per unit, is, and the consumption of how many units of electricity per person, that's how you basically differentiate poor countries from rich countries. Oh yeah, like for example, a person, like these aren't real statistics, but like an average American uses 100 units. A person in a poor third world country uses 2 units. Like that's like, because everything we do takes electricity. This podcast, going to go pick up a Starbucks to make this cup, it costs electricity, right? Like at the end of the day, that's the real currency of progress is electricity. So that's why I think oil is going to be the big next, like oil, coal, mining, just like these resources are going to be the next thing for like the next few years, as opposed to how kind of tech was.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, it would be nuclear energy, but bad marketing. So I don't think that people are ready for that yet. But then you never know, right? Like, I never thought student loan forgiveness would come because of like the marketing of that, right? But
I think you only got 10. I don't even know if it's real.
yeah,
We'll find out January.
yeah. Apparently, I saw that some judge was trying to say it was unconstitutional or some shit.
Hey, it's out there now. I just know I was promised 50, but I can settle for 10.
Yeah, just give me something, you know.
Give me something.
Yeah.
Hey, hell, cover the first 3 months.
Right? Like,
man, I'm telling you, bro. Whew, for some people, it doesn't even matter, man. I don't know if I told you about like an attorney I know. Pretty much, she's paying $1,400 a month. Whew.
bruh.
And it don't cover law school. It only cover undergrad. Undergrad and like I don't know if it covers grad school. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, bro.
Bro, that's a nice ass house.
It's a house.
It's a house. That's a nice condo in the city.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, that's wild to me, dog.
That's wild. But hey, what's the world we live in nowadays, man? Whew. All right. You want to wrap this bad boy up, man? I'm gonna have to update the title of this episode, man. You gave a lot of gems in game there.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about all the stuff in our thing, but we added a little bit, sprinkled a little bit more in there, you know.
Yeah, a little sauce.
A little sauce, a little seasoning. But yeah, as always, we've been the Peachtree Devs. Thanks for tuning in.
If you listen this far, hey, appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe. Make sure you click the right way. Make sure you click the bell. You know, and hey man, just follow. I mean, basically that's what they want you to do. Hey, just follow, check us out, engage. If you liked it, you liked it. If you didn't, yeah, I'm sorry. But
sorry.
Hey, till then, stay blessed. Everybody have a great day, man. Great night.
Take care.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's our last quote we have for the night. Or the day. I don't know. Somebody might listen to this in traffic.
You're gonna make it through traffic. Don't get stressed. And shout out to homeboy that listens to us during the hikes. You got this.
Oh, Jamal. Shout out to Jamal, right?
Shout out to Jamal, bro.
Angela Young, my mother. If you listen to this,
hey,
I love you.
What up, Miss Young?
Hey, till then, we're Peachtreedevs. We out. We'll catch you next time.